Yo. Welcome aboard, Chatty Chatters. Interesting timing on this one. Welcome aboard and good to see you all here. Last Sunday was my birthday, and for that we started to play for the very first time Red Dead Redemption 2, and this game, Rosewater, has the voice actor, aka Arthur Morgan, aka Roger Clark, who voices him in this game, as well as a bunch of other people voices that I recognize. We're going to play Rosewater for a few hours. I don't know too much about the game, but what I do know is I love myself some point-and-click adventure games. Recently, we played through Locomotive, which was awesome. Really did enjoy that one tremendously. And this game came out just a couple of days ago on March 27th. I think indie dev, like one guy who was able to get a bunch of great voice actors together and make a game that feels like a classic LucasArts game. If you love Monkey Island, if you love any sort of point-and-click adventure game, this one seems pretty damn cool. So welcome. Yeah, this one's on sale now for just a little bit of couple of coins in your pockets if you want to play. Oh, there's also a demo for it. I think I remember the demo coming out like 5 years ago. Like 2020, this game had its first demo, and yeah, it's available for $20. So key courtesy of the dev. So thanks to them for sending it over. And yeah, adventure, western, point and click. I may have actually gotten another key for this one in my email. So if you guys want to win this one for yourself, you know, just subscribe and follow the channel. And I want to do some more giveaways. I was also going to do another giveaway during Inzoi earlier today, but we're going to probably do one when we play schedule one a little bit later. And I'll check it with Indrid on that one. Do some giveaways for the night crew. So welcome aboard, everybody. Let's go. Oh, man. Oh, this game is totally supposed to be like a... This is, yeah, look at that animation. Oh, it's even got the frame rate and stuff. Look at that. This is totally trying to be like a, damn, almost like a DOS game or something. Rosewater. Okay, how do we play Rosewater? Oh, no way. Yep, talk to, look at, multiple actions available. Let's see, scroll wheel for inventory. Hold, okay. Interact, double click to skip walking. Oh, okay, we can skip animations and stuff. Dairy, I'm lactose intolerant. No, that says diary. Inventory, open and close menus. Okay, space to pause. Okay, cool. Seems pretty straightforward. I love it, the classic style. Turn down the mouse sensitivity a little bit. Language, German or Deutsch. Sprechen Deutsch. Turn it down just a little bit. We'll see. We'll balance it out in a minute. If it's too loud or too quiet, we'll turn it up in a minute. Or whatever. Dynamic shadows, display, subtitles. Okay, cool. Wait, what was that? Accessibility options. Actually, I wonder if this game has a button where you could press to highlight things that you could interact with. Was there a button on that other screen? Because it's kind of important. Oh, yeah. Show objects. Is that... Oh, okay. Usually it's like Alt. Okay, welcome guys to Rosewater. In honor of our recent starting of Red Dead Redemption 2. This game just dropped a few days ago, and I thought it'd tie in nicely since I really enjoyed a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2 so far, but this is something a little different. Welcome to Rosewater. Let's go. A train? Well, daggum, brother, it's the WV Express.
Ordered the 743 from Pierre Lorraine for Rosewater, Western Vespuccia. No baggage to speak of, in the literal or metaphorical sense. Just a little hope. And that doesn't take up much space.
Voice actors.
Much has been said about the Western frontier. The perilous wilderness, the lawless towns, and the tough, hardened folk who make their way out there. Usually to get away from something worse. I suppose I'm about to become one of them myself. There's just one thing Rosewater's got that no place else has.
Spiders.
An opportunity with my name on it.
Oh. I think Francisco Gonzalez is the, I think the lead behind this game. It's like mostly his game. I'm sure other people assisted, yeah, like Jess Haskins, for example.
The thoughts in my head are running together like the landscape outside the window. Excitement and trepidation and boredom mixing like the scrub and rocks and soil into one long blur. One thing I know, I am ready for a change of scene.
Western Vest Jup 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 Jup. The town of Rosewater. 1850.
Huh. Quiet.
Howdy, ma'am. Allow me to extend the warmest of welcomes on behalf of the town of Rosewater and its inhabitants. Folks call me Jem. And who do I have the honor of greeting?
Harley Legere.
Delighted to make your acquaintance. Might I assist you with your luggage? That is, if you've
full throttle
got
vibes, yeah.
any.
I don't.
Ah, right. Well, what brings you to our fair town, Mrs. Legere?
Oh, damn, this is cool. Even the frame rate when they were walking and stuff, so good. Here for a job, lie. I'm passing through, none of your business. Well, let's tell the truth. I don't know why I should lie yet.
Miss. And I'm here about a job.
Planning on sticking around, huh? Say, what line of work are you in?
If you must know, well, I write. There's an opening at the Rosewater Post.
Well, best of luck with that. The editor at that place ain't somebody you want to cross.
Then we ought to get along fine.
I'm sure you will. But as official town greeter, allow me to offer a small caution.
Who's that?
Rosewater ain't always such a sleepy little town.
Hey, what the hell?
Hey!
Say, I've just remembered another engagement.
This how you welcome new arrivals? I have a mind to give you a thrashing. All right, enough of that. Look, I was no choir girl.
Also, don't forget to use your Western emotes for Red Dead are totally applicable in this game. So if you got them, use them, boys.
But I at least had some brains. Word of advice, kid. Don't pick your mark in broad daylight, especially not at a lawman's doorstep. Go on, beat it, or I really will give you something to cry about. Now, where in the ether is that damn publisher's office?
Diary updated. Background looks great. Probably down this way. Blacksmith, physician, that might be a bank. Oh, let's check the sign. Look at.
Soft drink crates. A sugary, fizzy way to beat the heat. Nothing inside but a colony of ants. Shame. I could go for a sarsaparilla.
A sarsaparilla? That rhymes with gorilla. Oh, that looks like it's it. Wow. Ignore him and enter the office.
Holy hell! Are you all right, mister? Don't you move. I'll fetch the doctor to have a look at you.
Oh, hello there. Don't think I've seen you around before.
I've just arrived today, but this isn't the time for formalities. There's an emergency.
All these voice actors are so familiar.
How can I be of service?
Some poor fool's just fallen out a window.
At the Rosewater Post?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Sounds like Joni's in a mood again. Let's go.
Here he is, poor bastard.
Oh, dear. Hello? Can you hear me? I'm Dr. Sedgwick. I'm here to help you. Can you move your legs? Spine seems intact, no obvious fractures of the arms or legs. That, I would say, is nothing short of a miracle. Right. He's in a bad way, but he'll live. I'll get him back to my clinic and patch him up. You are truly a good Samaritan, Mrs.
Legere. Miss. And it was nothing. If you'll excuse me, I have an appointment to keep.
Of course. God bless.
Hello, can I help you with something?
I'm here about the writing commission.
Ah, yes, you must be Miss Legere. I believe you and Joni exchanged some correspondence on the matter already, yes?
Yep, got the letter right here.
May I see it, please?
Is that the voice actor for, what's his name? I didn't play it. That's another one we should play. Is it Lee and Clementine or whatever from The Walking Dead? We got to play through that series too, chat. But that's the same voice actor, I'm pretty sure. Okay, I didn't see what it said. Open up this. Oh, hi. Read.
October 25th, 1850. Dear Miss Legere, thank you for submitting your sample. Your writing shows real potential. I'd like to extend an invitation to meet with me at the offices of the Rosewater Post and discuss the possibility of an extended commission. How soon can you arrive in town? I await your reply and look forward to making your acquaintance. Yours, Joan Gallagher.
Gallagher. There you are, sir.
Very good. Oh, one more thing. Joni's not one for formalities. First names will do.
Noted.
Go up those stairs and knock.
Thanks. What's your name?
Henry Dixon, ma'am. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Auto saving.
That cabinet's better organized than I'll ever be. Cozy. They seem to be pretty active around here. I hope that means steady work.
Seems like they could do a lot of writing on who gets thrown through the window. Be like a daily story.
Impressive piece of machinery.
Oh, cool. It X's out if you actually interacted with it.
Excuse me?
How can I be of assistance?
What's to know about this town?
You picked a fine time to arrive, Miss Legere.
Why's that?
A few years back, you could hardly drive a wagon through the street. It was so full of folk coming and going. I'm sure you've noticed that's no longer the case.
So where did everyone go?
Wherever the Orem actually is would be my guess. There's still some prospectors hanging on, convinced they'll find something everyone else missed. I'm sure they'll all come to their senses eventually.
If they all go, where will that leave you?
Why, getting by, I imagine. Peaceful, quiet life. The railroad still brings some traffic. Folks on their way further west or shipping goods back east. Although not as many as before the transcontinental airship line opened up. Easier to sail clear over the country than ride the rails halfway. Suits me fine, though.
Talking about dirigibles, like airships?
Been working here long, Mr. Dixon?
Oh, about 5 years. I was the first one Joni hired on shortly after launching the paper. Was a farmhand before that. Keeping books is much nicer than tending cow pens, let me tell you.
Makes sense.
Exactly who was that gentleman just took a tumble out your second-story window?
I haven't a clue. Devil of a fellow. Just busted in here and went straight for Joni's office. He wouldn't be put off, but insisted on speaking with the editor immediately. Said he intended to lodge a complaint. Suppose Joni didn't take too kindly to his manner of lodging.
Anything I should know about the townsfolk?
Can't really help you there. I'm just a simple family man, and we keep to ourselves.
Impressive hair.
Those are some mighty fine whiskers you've got.
Oh, why, thank you, Miss Legere. The missus tells me I ought to shave, but I'm fond of the look.
As you should be. I'll leave you to your work.
Appreciate it, ma'am.
Oh boy, here we go. Stop it, sir. You're making me blush.
Come in.
Hello, Joan. I'm Harley Legere.
Ah, yes. Nice to finally put a face to the name. Please take a load off. Whiskey?
Bit early for me, but thanks all the same.
Sensible. I like that. I, however, have had a morning, so if you don't mind.
Can I have some, though, if she doesn't want any?
Say, have we met before? Something about you seems familiar.
I don't believe so, no.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes, shall we? If you're going to join our little family here, I'd like to know more about you.
I'd also like the meat and potatoes, please. Avoid the question, provide biography or give life story. I'd like to hear what she says about her life.
Well, it all started in New Britannia back in the winter of '05.
Oh, damn. I was hoping it wouldn't cut to the cutscene like that. Oh, well.
Once things dried up in Pierre, I sent in my sample after seeing your ad. I got your response and hopped on the first train to Rosewater.
Well, that was certainly thorough. You've a talent for details, that's for sure. Speaking of, your writing sample had me in stitches. I haven't spent much time in Lamplight City myself, but your descriptions of the toughs in Lyon, hilarious.
That piece was inspired by my last visit a few years ago, actually.
Oh? What brought that about?
Tell her the truth.
I had to go back and settle my late brother's affairs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't in connection with that awful business at the Lamplight City Expo.
Oh, no, it was before that.
The Expo disaster was a national tragedy, of course. But you know, I can't help remembering it as the week our paper sold more copies than it has before or since. Isn't that terrible? But enough about that. Let's get back to why we're here. I loved your sample, and I like you as well, Harley. So I'm going to go ahead and offer you a commission. I'll pay you 45 crowns for it. After that, we can talk about more regular opportunities.
Crowns? I thought this was America. Fantastic. Hot damn. Will all be. Will all be.
Well, I'll be. So, what's my assignment? A scathing commentary on Rosewater's decline? Or maybe a hard-hitting expose on the plight of the marginalized criminal youth?
Oh, no. Nothing like that. I want you to interview Gentleman Jake Ackerman.
Who?
Oh, the other one. You've been living under a rock. He's a true Western legend. The Achilles of our times. We've got a real opportunity here. Star like that landing in our little town. I'd like something in the vein of your sample. Acerbic and mordant. But maybe not quite so acerbic.
So, a puff piece.
Good, you're paying attention. I want you to make Rosewater look good too. Show me a real frontier hero in a real frontier town.
Where can I find this Jake fellow?
He's taking rooms at the Jack of Diamonds just down the road. And his show is opening
Jack of
today at the Opera
Diamonds.
House. So he should be around for an interview. I don't know how you're situated here, but you're welcome to use the typewriter in the office.
I only write longhand, but I'd certainly be grateful for a quiet place to work.
Longhand. How charming. Now, if you have any questions before you go, by all means, ask.
Acerbic, she said. So we're going to be writing about like a legendary guy? Okay. It's interesting way to start. Interesting. D. Interesting. Who was the man that went out the window?
So, who was the man that went out your window? Not another writer, I hope.
Oh, God, no. You're the only applicant we've had. Don't worry about him. Just a rabble-rouser with an axe to grind. Thought he could burst in here railing about my journalistic integrity. Most folks stick to writing letters to the editor. I tried to calm him down, but... well, it didn't go that way.
I see. The Rosewater Post reported on the Lamplight City Expo?
It was only the biggest story that year. I still got copies of the article saved. Here, read it for yourself.
The Rosewater Post. Disaster at Lamplight City Expo. Gilroy mine to close. PM calls for etheric ban. The scene of the etheric horror. The hell? What is that? Looks like shadows burned into the wall. 2 coppers, Wednesday, June 9th, 1847. That's a few years ago. Oh, we're making popcorn in the chat again. Thank you for the popcorn. Dee brought snacks.
Can I keep this?
Frame it if you like.
Any insight you can give me about the town?
It's a far cry from what it used to be. In a way, it's nice not having to hear the noise from the saloon at all hours, but, oh, I don't know. Folk who moved on took some of the charm with them.
I wonder if we go to this, what do you call it? The Jack of Hearts or whatever? I wonder if this is a house of ill repute, chat.
What about the folks who stayed behind?
What about him?
I was hoping for more details.
Far as you're concerned, the only person in Rosewater worth knowing right now is Jake Ackerman. If you're so keen to know about the rest, go meet him for yourself.
I'm curious, how did the Rosewater Post get its start?
Well, my dad was a union man. He worked the printing press for the Allied Fall Creek Miners Cooperative. Pamphlets, labour news, that sort of thing.
Wow.
Then the mine owners brought the Blackburns in to bust the whole operation up. My dad was laid up for months and could never work again after. But we still had to eat, didn't we? I took all the equipment from the old shop and started printing up an early version of the Post just to bring a little money in. At first, it was all just community notices and advertisements from local stores. Over time, I got the hang of the whole journalism thing and turned it into a real newspaper.
I don't want to seem ungrateful, but couldn't I write about something else? My style is more observational than, talking to people. I don't know that that's really my strong suit.
We're talking, aren't we? If you want to write for this paper, you're simply going to have to stretch yourself beyond what you might be accustomed to. Besides, it's not as if you have to say anything particularly brilliant. Just get your subject talking and take notes. Finish this assignment and maybe the next one will be more to your liking.
I'd best be on my way.
Right you are. Wait a minute.
What?
It's just come to me. I know why you look familiar. You're Spitfire Harley.
Didn't I mention that earlier?
You most certainly did not. I saw you fighting back in 26 at Wellesley Hall in the Chum. You took out a brute twice your size with a right hook. Pow! It was like watching David bring down Goliath.
I appreciate the kind words, but that was another life.
Maybe so, but for a 14-year-old kid fresh off the boat, it was pretty damn inspirational.
Thanks, Joan. Appreciate it.
Of course. And please call me Joni.
So we used to be a boxer. We started boxing, in New York when we got at Ellis Island or whatever, got off the boat. I was reading about some of the other things the developer made too to see if I recognize them. Golden Wake. Paranormal series with Ben Jordan. And Shardlight in 2016. I'm gonna read more about that later. What else is there in here?
That's quite a stick.
A memento from my grandfather, back in County Donegal. Comes in handy now and again.
I hope fixing that window won't be too expensive.
I may just leave it for a while. I'm enjoying the breeze.
Is this the first edition of the Rosewater Post?
Yep, March 30th, 1845. One of the best days of my life.
Oh, so it was like 5 years ago.
You support Leroy?
I'm a proud Labourite, sure. I'll admit he hasn't been my favourite PM. But the way things were going with Atwood and the Tradists, this place would have been swallowed up by an automated newspaper conglomerate. Labour Party gets me vote any day of the week.
Fair enough. The New Britannia Gazette, keeping tabs on the competition?
Hardly. I kept that issue because they mentioned my paper.
Hey, that's Devil's Tooth. I passed it on the train right here.
Quite a sight, isn't it?
Nice typewriter.
My first. Good old Sheldon Model 4.
Fascinating
Those
device.
Isn't it just? To think, I can send messages from here to Bright Bay with the press of a lever.
What will they think of next?
Oh, it's a telegraph machine. That was movie reels.
No time to waste gabbing, Leger. Get out there and write.
Okay, bye.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there. Spitfire Harley, writing for my paper. Now don't that just beat all?
Let's chat.
Excuse me?
I'd love to chat, Miss Legere, but I'm a bit occupied at the moment.
Don't let me distract you then.
All right, let's go see what we can find to the left. Oh.
Was your meeting satisfactory, ma'am?
Quite so. Did you find any of those butterscotch sweets I asked for?
Afraid not. Only taffy and some peppermints.
Pity. This place seems to lack even the smallest of pleasures. Shall we?
She's going to be important later. Oh, this is the Jack of Diamonds.
Shabby, but I've been to worse. Horse pills? Is that pills for horses or pills made from horses? Or both? Wonder if the whiskey here is any better than the rot gut back in Pierre. Looks like it's been up for ages. Wonder if they ever caught the guy. Or maybe he retired from crime. Or died of old age.
Oh, the Undertaker. Can we go over there?
Business seems slow today. Probably a good thing.
For now. Oh, we can go up that street too. Let's go to the saloon. $10 says there's going to be a fight in here. Oh boy, is this like the White Mare from Chinatown Detective Agency? Oh boy. Oh, there's a red button over there.
These seem to be for decoration more than anything else. Food
Elevator.
delivery for the lazy. Warning, watch the dang door. Signed, management. Now that is mighty tempting.
We'll hit the button later.
Scenes from the wild country. A night campfire, a wild horse, and a bear in the mountains. Sure would be
bear.
something to see all that up close and personal. Except maybe the bear.
Yeah. Oh boy, we're gonna have to kill a bear.
The local populace getting sloshed. I bet that piano hasn't been tuned since the De Leon administration. She's making the best of it, though. Someone's hunting trophy. Excuse me, kid. I need to get upstairs.
I'm really sorry, miss, but Mr. Ackerman's not taking any more meetings right now.
I'm here on behalf of the Rosewater Post.
Did you make an appointment?
No, I just got the assignment.
Okay, look, Mr. Ackerman's upstairs getting ready for his show. It starts in less than an hour. Why don't you come by and watch? You can come meet him afterwards.
I just need to interview him for a newspaper article.
Well, now, that's perfect. If you're going to write about him, you should definitely see the show. Trust me, he's a real dazzler.
Suppose it beats waiting
Same.
around here.
All right, so I thought this was taking place in the western United States, but they're mentioning things from our history in the U.S. that don't really apply here. Like they're talking about conglomerates and prime ministers and like administrations that weren't a thing in 1850. So I'm not sure what's happening yet, but it's like a parallel universe, man.
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater soon. You won't want to miss a second of it.
Do I take a seat?
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting.
Well, I guess I'll hit the button. Ooh. Oh, that's gonna knock somebody out. Somebody's gonna walk in here and they're gonna be like, I'm here to shoot up the place. And then you hit that button and boom, knock the ass right out. It's Australia? Could be Australia. I think you're right. I did see the Australian flag at a certain point. But it's hard to separate that from this. Oh yeah, the newspaper. How do I, like, wait for this guy's show?
Gentleman Jake's show will be starting at the theater soon. You won't want to miss a second of it.
Yeah, I think I gotta find another way into his room. If he's upstairs, maybe there's a way around back. The Rosewater house. Wait, this is the guy.
For 20 coppers, it had better be one hell of a show. You again?
Oh, hey, Harmony, was it?
No.
Harley. What in the ether are you doing here?
Oh, you're not still sore about earlier.
Nah, but your little friend might think twice about hoodwinking strangers again.
Look, nothing personal. My brother and me are just doing our best to get by.
Yeah, the dude just walked away while his brother got caught.
Your brother? And you just strolled away? I ought to knock you into a cocked hat.
Hey, you gotta look out for number one.
You picked the wrong mark, but I can let that go. Hell, with a little effort, you two could be halfway decent grifters. But if there's one thing turns my stomach, it's disloyalty. That's your flesh and blood. If you don't have your own brothers back, who else on this wretched earth is going to give a flip if you're alive or dead?
You made your point. Now, can we drop it already?
I think we
I'm
can
trying
actually
to
hit
do
this
an
guy.
actual legitimate job here.
I think we can hit him and knock him out. Right on his ass. We get a lot of options in this game. There's a lot of people you can knock out because they they mentioned that Harley was a fighter earlier. What job?
Legitimate job? So you're not selling snake oil or stock tips or fire insurance?
Nah, nothing like that. I'm selling tickets to Gentleman
Health
Jake's
insurance is also a
legendary
scam.
Wild West show. Only 20 coppers.
So he's selling tickets to the show, so we're gonna have to buy a ticket from him, but we don't have money.
I'll take one of those tickets.
Swell! And when would you like to come see the show?
Whenever it starts?
Oh, you mean today? Oh, well, I'm afraid I gotta disappoint you there. Sold the last of today's tickets not 10 minutes before you walked up.
Seriously?
Seriously, this ain't exactly the Coliseum. It only fits so many, and folks around here are real excited to see Gentleman Jake in person.
All right, look. I don't need to see some yahoo firing off his pea shooter. I just want to talk to this Jake fellow.
And I'm sure Gentleman Jake would be happy to meet you if you had a ticket to get in. Course, I might be able to sneak you in quiet-like, but I'd be putting my job on the line. And I can't afford to lose it now. After all, I have my little brother to look after.
Just tell me what you want.
Only a small favor.
Spit it out.
Just help me retrieve something. A small item of great personal value. It's only my pa's pocket watch. Family heirloom, you see.
What happened to it?
It was stolen is what? By that one-eyed scalawag Lola Johnson. Probably stashed it away in the old smithy. She's been squatting in there for weeks now.
Hmm?
Where'd your brother get to? Keeping out of trouble?
Matter of fact, he's trying to make good after that screw-up earlier. Decided he's gonna try and get Pa's watch back all by himself.
Oh, boy.
He's real tore up over losing it.
And you're letting him risk his neck again? He'll be collared in no time. Like as not, you'll never see him again.
Oh, I know. I tried talking sense into him, but he's dead set on it. Wants to prove himself. But he'll be in real hot water if he gets caught, which he probably will. That's why I'm asking you to do it before he goes and does something stupid. I can tell you could pull it off. No problem.
That kid deserves better than getting strung up for doing your dirty work. Call him off. I'll handle it.
Swell. You know where to find me.
Oh boy. We're getting into trouble already.
Never heard of this one. Betrayal, murder, revenge. Classic stuff. Never works out that way in real life.
True. That's true.
Dr. Bennett Clark, Master of Ethericity. Oh, right, the Ethericity fellow. I didn't know he was working out here.
Wait a minute. You can't just go in there without a ticket.
I was gonna knock, bro.
Wait here. I'll be back.
I look forward to it.
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
Wait here. I'll be back.
I look forward to it.
That building was built in 1828? Damn. Must have been the first building in town. Oh, there's the doctor. Oh, I wonder if that guy... Let's talk to that guy.
Hello again, Miss Leger. I'm pleased to say your friend should make a full recovery.
He's not my friend. He just fell out the window and almost crushed me.
True.
I see. Well, it was good of you to come get me. Plenty of folks around here would have turned a blind eye. I realize in all the commotion we weren't properly introduced. I'm Dr. Sedgwick.
Guess the sign wasn't lying then. I'm Harley.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Likewise. Mind if I have a look around?
Not at all.
Is this guy conscious?
He doesn't look half bad, all things considered.
No, he was lucky. Once I'm done here and the laudanum wears off, he
Oh,
should
boy.
be right as rain.
Laudanum. Oh boy.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, I wouldn't try talking to him just now, Miss Leger. I gave him a mild narcotic to numb the pain. He'll be out of sorts for a while.
Quite a variety of potions and tonics you've got here, Doc.
It's only a small part of the bounteous pharmacopoeia that nature might make available to us, if only we knew her secrets. There is so much to be discovered.
Have you actually read all these books, Doc?
I have. They also serve for reference. Learning is a lifelong endeavor.
I imagine you get your hands pretty dirty in this line of work?
It's for cleansing before, not after. I am a follower of the modern European theories, positing that disease follows from the propagation of tiny animalcules living on the surface of the skin. Thorough washing with soap and water is said to eradicate them.
Drown the little bastards, huh?
Something like that.
Medical College of Wicks? Never heard of it.
It's in central Rotterdam. Not quite the University of New Britannia, but then what is?
Rotterdam. Nederland? What's this?
Well, that's just disgusting.
Not disgusting, it's fascinating, awe-inspiring.
To each his own.
What is I didn't even know what that is. What's this? Skeleton?
Hey, Doc, is that mess of noodles really what our insides look like?
Indeed, Miss Leger. The human body truly is a marvel.
I suppose that's one word for it.
Circulatory system or nervous system?
What's in the pouch?
Oh, just some supplies for house calls and emergencies.
We shouldn't take that then. Oh, the spittoon.
That's impressively clean.
Cleanliness is next to godliness, as they say, and good health starts with good hygiene.
Hey, Doc.
Miss Legere.
So, how's the medicine business?
What a question. I'm a physician, Miss Legere, not some two-bit snake oil salesman.
Didn't mean to imply you were.
I'm sure. At any rate, I've not had many patients of late. This poor soul is the only one this week. But that is the physician's dilemma, is it not? We are taught that idleness is a sin. But better that I am idle and the townsfolk healthy than my surgery be full of the ill and infirm.
Got any knowledge to impart about Rosewater?
Oh, well, it's a fine town.
You don't sound too enthused.
I'm sure you'll find plenty to see and do here.
Give it to me straight, Doc. I want to know your thoughts on this place, warts and all.
Were Rosewater one of my patients, I would say the prognosis is not good. Not since all the Aurum claims dried up and the airship routes opened, leapfrogging over our rail line. The hangers-on keep this place gasping for breath, but I fear they only prolong the inevitable. I hope I haven't discouraged you, but you did ask my opinion.
If things are so bad, why not pick up and move elsewhere?
I swore an oath to do no harm, Miss Legere. As the town's only physician, leaving would mean abandoning my patients. There may not be many left to call on my services, but when they do, I am the only barrier standing between them and the grave.
Isn't that a bit dramatic, Doc?
Say what you will, I know where I stand on the matter.
Why not train somebody to take over for you?
I did have an apprentice not long ago, my ward, Nadine.
What happened to her?
Oh, this is no kind of life for a restless young person. I encouraged her to put her talents to use elsewhere. She's ministering to the local native tribe now.
Oh.
Who is this tribe?
I'm afraid I don't know much about them, just that they have a small village somewhere in the valley. I believe they call themselves the Audam? Autumn? I'm not certain of the pronunciation. At any rate, they don't come to the town, and I imagine the townsfolk mostly let them be as well.
You love a good point and click? Me too. The game's like a mash of American British. Yeah, and I think I saw the Australian flag in one of the promotional images too. So, but the less I know from external sources, the more the game gets to teach me and all of us too. So, kind of cool to see what the story will be through the game.
You must know all about the townsfolk.
I am well acquainted with all their ailments, proclivities, and vices. But if you're just seeking gossip, you'll have to find it elsewhere.
I'll see you later, Doc.
Do take care of yourself.
There's a lock on the blacksmith.
Can't be a good sign when even the blacksmith goes out of business. No shoes for you, horsies. Looks sturdy, but there's some rot creeping around the handles. I hope that isn't the town water supply. This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement. Too bad I didn't bring my lockpicks. Or a hammer.
Okay, we might be able to get through there. Ooh, let's talk to the sheriff.
So they do have the law here. In theory, at least. End of the line. Until they connect it up from the coast, anyway.
Howdy, stranger. Fresh off the train?
Yes, sir.
Come on in then. Let's have a chat. I'm Sheriff Gamble.
Harley Legere.
Pleasure. Just passing through, or...?
I'm here about a job.
Well now, that's refreshing. Few come to Rosewater these days with the intent of staying long. How are you finding our town?
Well, almost got crushed by a falling man.
Interesting place. Do men always fall from the heavens?
Beg pardon?
Some fool rolled off the roof at the Rosewater post just as I passed underneath.
Is he alive?
Yeah, Doc Sedgwick's tending to him as we speak.
I'll be needing to have some words with Joni. Anyhow, welcome to Rosewater. If you run into any more trouble, come and see me.
Reminder, confiscated items to be placed in the box below. What's in the bag?
Oh, that's a set of lockpicks I confiscated from a would-be burglar.
Oh, lockpicks, huh?
Looks like a pretty rough sort. This fellow still at large?
Yep, but I reckon he's left the province.
Does this license mean you went to sheriff's school?
No, it means I was officially elected to the position by the people of this town. The paper is really just a formality.
A lawman with a license? Guess Rosewater isn't so uncivilized after all. I wouldn't have figured the sheriff for a naturalist. Fancy yourself a lepidopterist?
Hardly. Picked that display up from a passing rag and bone man. But I like when the sun shines on their wings just so. Real thing of beauty.
Daggum, brother.
What a peculiar decoration.
It's for luck.
Hey, Sheriff?
Huh?
Why have you got a horseshoe hanging above the door?
Ah, glad you asked. My grandpappy told me a story about a blacksmith who was visited by the devil. The devil asked the smith to make him a horseshoe for his...
He'll notice they're missing.
So, the blacksmith took a red-hot horseshoe and nailed it straight onto one of his hooves. The devil howled out in pain. He begged the blacksmith to take it off again. The smith agreed, but on one condition. The devil must always respect the horseshoe and never enter any place where one is hung above the door. Hell of a story, wouldn't you say?
We got to get the bag from the dock and replace it with that bag, and then the sheriff probably won't notice it missing.
Impressive collection. Hey, Sheriff?
What's on your mind?
What's the story with these guns?
Brother, let me tell you all about them guns there, brother.
Now these are standard issue repeaters, pretty powerful rifles. Thankfully, I've yet to use one in the line of duty. Wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of these.
Doesn't look too comfy, but I guess that's the point. Does this cell see much use?
Nah, not really. But that's fine by me. The less I have to clean out that pot, the better.
Those are some stern-looking ladies. Hey, Sheriff?
What's on your mind?
Who are the people in this photo?
Those are my sisters, Lord bless them. Mary was always my favorite. The trouble we used to get into when we was kids. Reba married an oil man. I think they're living in some big mansion on the coast somewhere. Beulah's a real firebrand. She'd smack you across the face soon as look at you. She did to me plenty.
I'll have to remember their names. Where's Arthur? Good question. I haven't heard Roger Clark yet, but he might be the guy we're going to go see.
Hey, Sheriff?
Yes, ma'am?
What's this photo of?
That's a view of Colchester, where I grew up. The winters were so cold, people's sentences would hang in the air for days. My folks still have a ranch there. Been meaning to pay 'em a visit. Sometimes I find myself wondering what life would be like if I'd stayed.
Mhm.
Not a bad view.
I think that's everything. Okay, well. Now I think I know what we need to do. We got to get those lockpicks. Oh, wrong one. Back one.
Hello again.
What's in that bag?
Pretty common-looking leather pouch. The stuff inside isn't of much use to me.
Seems to be kind of bad that we're stealing a medical bag for the doctor, but...
Welcome back, Miss Legere.
What a peculiar decoration. Hey, Sheriff?
Huh?
What was the story behind the horseshoe?
Ah, glad you asked. My grandpappy told me a story about a blacksmith who was visited by...
He'll notice they're missing.
The devil asked the smith to make him a horseshoe for his own hoofed feet, you see.
He's still close enough to see me.
So, the blacksmith took a red-hot horseshoe and nailed it straight onto...
Hey, Sheriff?
Huh?
Sorry to interrupt, but what was it you said about this photo?
That's a view of Colchester, where I grew up. The winters were so cold, people's sentences would hang in the air for days.
No way. Hold on a second. For me, it just became 3 o'clock. Did that clock... Is the clock's time tied to, like, your in-game time? So whenever it's the top of the hour IRL for you, that clock will chime? Wow. That could be Game of the Year tier right there.
Doesn't look too comfortable.
All things considered, I still...
He'll notice...
Sometimes I find myself wondering what life would be like if I'd stayed.
Got him.
That clock says it's like what, 10 a.m.? Wait, I thought it was really cool though. At 3 o'clock my time it rang. And since this game probably doesn't have a day-night cycle, it just chimes whenever it's at the top of the hour. Okay, we got the lockpicks. That was easy.
Not the best quality lockpicks, but they'll do in a pinch.
All right. Rosewater. That's where we are, yep. Oh,
This
a
should be
mini
easy to
game.
pick. Just have to remember that rhyme I taught Bill. Good thing I wrote it down in my journal. I should have this open in no time. It's just like the rhyme. Learned it by heart as a tyke and scribbled it down for posterity.
Wait, we have a journal? Oh, D for diary. Is that a bear? Great. Awesome. Good to see. That literally looks like a bear. Oh, we have 20 crowns. Wait, wasn't that enough just to go to the thing? Didn't... Oh, we could have just went right in there. Well, I don't want to spend all my money on that. Oh, the book animations are fire. That's awesome. Like playing Myst all over again. I think it's that one, number 3. Deadbolts. Tense the key and choose the snake. Look round as you give it a shake. So find it a snake-like lockpick and then go around twice and then shake it. Okay. Wait, that says bullock. I don't know.
The tension key. Don't pick locks without it. A hook pick. Good for locks with smaller pins. A snake pick. Best type for getting the job done quickly. A diamond pick. This one's good for simple door locks.
Or maybe it's a padlock. I guess just regular padlock. Wiggle the key to start the fun, then take the snake for the long, long run. Okay. Maybe it's that.
I should have this open in no time. Learned it. I should have this. Learned it.
Wiggle the key. Take the snake for a long, long run. I feel like that was it. Can we shoot the lock off? Maybe if we get a gun, there could be something like that in this game. I don't think we have one, though. It seems like that was right. Do we do this first, maybe? Oh,
Well,
there
I'll
we go.
be.
Okay. So long, long run was left, left, right. Okay, so it's a little more cryptic than just that. Okay. All right, then.
That could be a good spot to stash something.
Oh.
The Smithy's cold furnace. Maybe the kid's watch is in there. Guess the devil won't be coming in here.
Oh, yeah, there's horseshoes everywhere. Brand, thanks for the 46 months.
Doesn't look too comfortable. The mirror's broken. Wonder who caught the bad luck. Seems the obvious place to keep valuables. Decorative or a functional hiding place? Scrap metal. Must not be valuable or it'd be salvaged by now. Scrap metal. Empty. Just worthless trinkets. Nothing here. Did the blacksmith dabble as a Wainwright?
A Wainwright.
Absolutely nothing. Well now, what have we here? Got what I came for. Best not to stick around.
Diary updated. There it is, the pocket watch. It'd be a hell of a show. Roger Clark better be here. She's trying to steal copper wire. I don't know if electricity was a thing back then. Not in this town.
Hey, kid,
Yeah?
here's your watch back.
No fooling. You actually got it?
They didn't used to call me Housebreaker Harley for nothing.
Hey,
Ooh.
I'm impressed.
Anyways, that's my part of the bargain held up. You gonna let me in now?
Sure, go on. Oh, and thanks. I know we've had our tiffs, but I really do appreciate you getting this for me. My dear departed pa can rest easy again knowing his watch is back where it belongs.
That's not your watch at all, is it?
Well, it is now.
Wow.
If I were you, I'd make myself scarce. Otherwise, the only way you'll be able to tell the time on that thing is by squatting over a mirror. You get me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, are you ready for some thrills?
Hell yeah. I'm ready.
Are you ready for some excitement?
Hype and excitement. Let's go.
Are
There's
you
a lot of
ready
hype.
for some fun?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Hell yeah.
Then without further ado, may I present the star of our show, the last man standing at the Bleachbone Gulch Showdown, the only man to defeat bastard Billy Boakes in a duel, the man who discovered a gentleman, then gifted it to an orphanage, Gentleman Jake Ackerman!
Get a hand in, helmet's not a chair. Let's go.
Yahoo!
Thank you, Charlie, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gentleman Jake's Wild West.
Hi.
We got a heck of a performance for you today, but first, allow me to introduce my brave and loyal assistant, Danny Luo.
Whoa.
Now let's get this show on the road.
Whoa.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you rope a steer. Keep it going, Danny. Maybe you'll lasso yourself one someday.
The sun beat down upon them as the duelists stood and stared. But Billy Boakes had never fought somebody so prepared. Jake drew his gun, and bang! The bastard crashed down with a thud. The legendary foe lay dead, defeated, in the mud.
He pulled it out of his, like, coat and not, like, from his holster? Okay.
Now for a most challenging proposition, perhaps the greatest feat of marksmanship to which a man can set his sights. You see those 5 juggling balls that Charlie keeps whirling aloft in such a dizzying display? Ladies and gentlemen, affix your eyes on that green ball in particular, and do not dare blink.
Okay.
For with but a single bullet, I will pluck it from the very air.
Nice. Nice.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our show. Thank you all so much. You've been a truly magnanimous, magnificent, and majestic audience.
And you can take home a piece of the legend. Come on down to the Check of Diamonds to get an autograph or a souvenir ferrotype. We'll be there until last call. Stop by and shake hands with Gentleman Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Boo? What do you mean boo? And tomatoes. Yeah, that was a good show. It was free. All we had to do is pay a stolen pocket watch, which we're going to get in trouble for. We're going to get in trouble. What is that?
This place is falling apart, but these stone tiles were nice. Once.
We now have a stone tile.
This thing's heavier than it looks. Bet I could do some real damage with it.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, Jake, I need that money tonight.
You knew the deal going in, Charlie. There's nothing I can do about it.
We'll see about that.
Hope I'm not interrupting, gentlemen.
My friend here was just saying his farewells. Weren't you, Charlie? Please do pardon that unpleasant display. What can I do for you, my dear?
Name's Harley Leger. I'd like to interview you for the Rosewater Post.
Well, shucks, it would be my pleasure,
Well,
Miss
daggum.
Leger. Shall we go upstairs to my room? Beats standing out here in the dust.
Lead on.
Miss Leger, permit me to introduce my associate, Danny Luo.
We've met, actually. Not formally, I suppose. Nice to properly make your acquaintance, Miss Leger.
Likewise, Mr. Luo.
Please, you can call me Danny. Everybody does.
So what did you think of the show? Pretty spectacular, huh?
That's pretty damn good.
Spectacular. It was amazing.
Well, shucks. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Shall we proceed with the interview?
Right. So who is the real Gentleman Jake?
Mercy me. That's a hell of a question. Now, I ain't much for philosophizing, Miss Leger, so I'll just say this. In my case, what you see is what you get.
I see. Well, okay then. How did you come to pick Rosewater as your latest venue?
Simple. Plenty of folk in this town are looking for a good show. I ain't so hoity-toity as to think El Presidio or Los Virgenes are the only places worth visiting. After spending all day bent double over a pan in a creek or working his keister off down in a mine, a man is entitled to some amusement, wouldn't you say?
Amen, brother. Greatest accomplishment.
You're clearly a man of great deeds. Which would you say has been your greatest?
I value all my accomplishments equally, Miss Leger. To single any one out would diminish the others. I couldn't bring myself to do that.
What a noble sentiment.
I like to think so.
Does anything scare you?
Is there anything that frightens the mighty Gentleman Jake?
You know, somebody once told me, fear is only as deep as the mind allows. When you deal with the type of folks out on the frontier that I do, marauders, bandits, desperados, your fears have got to be shallow. Otherwise, you won't last 2 seconds.
Hey, Jake, don't you have an appointment with Miss Sally this evening?
Damn, you're right. Sorry to cut things short, Miss Leger. I've got another engagement I need to prepare for.
I should have plenty for my article. I appreciate your time.
Well, I look forward to reading your story in the next edition. Danny, see the lady out, would you?
Good meeting you, Danny. Guess I'll see you around. Not to worry, gents. Jake's all yours. Hey, you were in the show. Nice juggling.
Thank you, ma'am. Jake, get your ass out here right now, you four-flusher.
Now, what's all the ruckus?
Don't play the fool with me, Ackerman. You know damn well why I'm here. You might think you can give me the runaround, but I wonder if my friends here won't convince you to pay up.
Charlie. Didn't anybody ever tell you only cowards get others to solve their problems for them?
You slum-guzzling bastard. I'm gonna fix that wobbling jaw of yours.
Come on up here, then.
Are you sure you won't reconsider, Charlie?
Shut the hell up and get out of my way. McGuire, take care of the kid. Let's dance, cowboy.
Well, there's the fight in the saloon.
I suggest you clear out while you can, little lady. This can get ugly.
From where I'm standing, it's
Is that
pretty
Roger
damn
Clark?
ugly already. Hey!
So that's how you want it,
That's
huh?
him. Yep.
Fine. I'll let the boss deal with you when he's done.
That's Roger Clark. Right over here, Roger.
Now that is mighty tempting.
Ooh-wee!
You're in my way, you lummox.
And that's where I'm staying. Oh, no, you're not getting away that easy.
He's gonna catch it, yep.
We can do this all day. Knock his block.
You call that a right hook? I've seen pregnant cows more graceful than you. I'd better do something to stop these fools.
Nope. A whiskey bottle.
Ah, Bollingworth Ale. Didn't know they got that out here.
Ooh-wee! Hey! Don't start any trouble, lady.
Bye, Roger.
Whoopsie daisy. Nothing on him but the stench.
I knew that's how that would work. Proud of myself.
Hey, nice one.
Not the most honorable way of winning a fight, but these boys were hardly playing fair.
Hey, Charlie, looks like your guys weren't as tough as you hoped.
Oh, I thought I was gonna have to throw
I
the
got
bottle
little
up there.
Blood pumping.
You've got some interesting associates, Mr. Ackerman. If you'll excuse me, I have an article to write.
Hang on just a minute. I'd be a fool to just let you walk away after that performance. Come on back up here. I've got a business proposition that may interest you.
What about Miss Sally?
Oh, she can wait. All right, Miss Leger, I won't beat around the bush. Danny and I are looking to get some folks together for a job.
Dude, we
And
knocked
I
out
think
Arthur
you'd
Morgan,
make a
dude.
Damn fine addition to the team.
What sort of job?
Ever hear of Dr. Bennett Clark?
No.
No, I don't think I have.
He was the lead scientist researching that ethericity stuff. Before the ban, that is. Dr. Clark moved out here not long after the big disaster back in Lamplight City. He kept up his research, even did some demonstrations at the Opera House. Till one day, he just up and vanished. Nobody's seen hide nor hair of him in nearly a year.
What's up, Letitia? Welcome back. That One Punch Man, but with the lady. She did seem to have a history of fighting. They did mention that. Also, I picked up that bottle, so I wonder what that was for. I was thinking maybe I needed to knock somebody out with that. Now I'm not sure. Said you weren't going to beat around the bush.
Okay, so get to the point already.
We're going in search of Dr. Clark's fortune.
Come again?
The feller was loaded. Somehow he managed to talk a bunch of big money investors from back east into financing his research. All those gizmos and doodads don't come cheap, you know? We find his stash, we'll all be rolling in it for years to come.
Stash? What stash? Surely it's all just numbers on a ledger somewhere.
Mustache.
Nope. I'm telling you, he kept his assets in cold, hard cash.
So you're looking to rob a man blind just because nobody knows where he is?
Now, nothing so uncouth as that. Picture this, a swashbuckling pirate captain, his vessel freighted with treasure. The vast fleets of law and order circling him, closing in. He digs a hole in the sands of some sun-kissed tropical beach to conceal his ill-gotten loot and makes himself scarce. Circumstance conspires to deprive him of the opportunity to return. Now, he's the brave treasure hunter who seeks and unearths the bounty guilty of robbery? Or is he just returning to the world what would otherwise lie forgotten and worthless? See, we're not after Clark's personal wealth. The money in question was meant to bankroll his etheric research. Since that's been outlawed, he can't touch it. And it's a drop in the ocean for the investors. They'll never miss it.
How many folks are you planning on bringing into this?
That depends on what we find. But I promise you, we'll all get a fair split. Enough to make it all worthwhile.
What's your plan?
Clark had a lab nearby, a couple miles outside of town. Last place anybody saw him. We poke around there, retrace his steps, and it should lead us straight to the loot.
The loot?
Uh-huh.
Now, call me crazy, but I get the impression you're not entirely convinced.
Truth be told, I'm not. How can you be sure
He
Clark
needs money
isn't
to
just
pay those
holed up
people,
in some
too.
cave with his cash? Or that someone didn't off him so they could claim it for themselves? We follow Clark, and whatever vanished him could end up vanishing us, too.
I admit we're asking you to put a lot of faith in us. Hell, I'd probably be just as incredulous were I in your position.
Mr. Ackerman's a good man, Miss Leger. He's never led me astray in all the time I've known him.
I appreciate it, Danny, but I think Miss Leger's gonna need a little more than just your word. Look, I've known quite a few moneyed folk in my time. They all got one thing in common. You know what that is?
Danny, the guy in the middle, his voice actor is the dude who had that Brooklyn accent from Locomotive. The dude who had all the tokens and whatnot. And then we were in jail with him and stuff. I forgot his name, but I remember that voice actor. Damn, all these voice actors are really good.
They couldn't give a rat's ass about folks like you and me?
Yeah.
I admit I cannot emphatically contradict you there, but not what I meant.
So what do they have in common?
Yeah.
They're good at keeping their money safe. Clark's cash is out there. I just know it. As far as your safety, you just took out a couple of brutes twice our size. It's plain to see you can take care of yourself.
I'm pretty good with my pistols, and Mr. Ackerman can talk his way out of anything. But we could use somebody who's good in the fights.
Besides, stick around old Jake long enough and you'll have enough material to write a whole book. Forget a measly little write-up in the local rag. I'm offering you a front row seat to a much better show. So, what do you say?
All right, Mr. Ackerman. I'm in. At the very least, this venture should make for an interesting tale.
I'm pleased to hear you say that.
You won't regret this, Miss Leger.
We'll set out for the lab at daybreak. And please, call me Jake.
Well, there's the
Dr.
lab.
Clark's laboratory is a short hike from Rosewater. After getting run out of Lamplight City, this is where he went to ground.
How's that
A
tower?
secluded desert facility where he could get up to who knows what. Jake, Danny, and I head there at first light to see what secrets he left behind.
Looks like a Tesla coil.
Quite a sight, ain't it?
I'll say. What the hell was Clark doing out here?
Man.
That's a question for minds greater than ours, Miss Legere.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
I've got some more questions about you.
I'm always happy to answer.
How'd you and Danny get together?
I was packing up after a run of shows in Quick Point, having a hard time of it. You see, my assistant had up and left a few days prior, so I was flying solo.
Your assistant left? Why?
The showman's life ain't for everybody. I don't fault him for it. Anyhow, Danny comes up and offers to help with the crates. You should have seen him. Eyes wide, hands shaking, downright charming. So Danny gives me a hand and we get to talking. Turns out he's got experience roping and shooting. Even gave me a demonstration. I offered him the job as my assistant on the spot. The rest, as they say, is history.
Would you care to recount some of your previous adventures?
I'd love to, but I'm afraid now just ain't the time. Soon as we have a respite, I'll be glad to regale you.
I'm impressed, Miss Legere. Never thought I'd live to see the day Jake refused to tell his story.
Just how did you come to learn about Clark's money?
Not long ago, I got to talking with a feller at the saloon. The whiskey had loosened his lips and he blabbed all about the success of his Aurum claim. But then he told me about how he'd invested most of that Aurum in Clark's research and how he wasn't the only one.
And you're certain these investors won't be wanting their money back?
Can't speak for the rest, but this feller won't. See,
dead.
his aforementioned loose lips got him into trouble with some other folk. Poor bastard was shot dead in the street.
Shocking.
I see. Enough jabber. Let's push on.
In the Wild West?
How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
I want to know something about you, Danny.
Okay. Like what?
You and Jake known each other long?
Gosh, that's a good question. I guess it's been about 2 years?
Sounds about right.
Time goes by quick when you travel around as much as we do.
What did you do before becoming Jake's assistant?
Oh, nothing glamorous. I was a stable hand in Quick Point. Life with Gentleman Jake is certainly more, lively.
Just how old are you, anyway?
I'll be 21 this winter, but I can handle myself just fine if that's what you're worried about.
True enough. Danny's more experienced than some folk twice his age. You'd be a fool to underestimate him.
Have you got any family?
Sure. My parents and older brother live on the coast, near El Presidio. I write them every month. I haven't seen them in a dog's age, though. But Jake's been like family to me, really.
We should get a move on.
Hey, wait. Where you going? What about the lab?
Right. First things first.
I was just out exploring. Oh, we're supposed to keep out. Uh-oh.
Guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that the front door is not wide open for us.
That's a serious-looking lock.
Way too complicated for these lockpicks.
So, how are we supposed to get in?
Know if there are any locksmiths in town?
I'd prefer if we handled this ourselves. My old pal Captain Stokes is stationed nearby at Fort Beaumont. He owes me a favor, or two.
Dynamite.
Maybe he could give us some high-powered equipment to get inside.
You read my mind, Danny boy. Wouldn't do any harm to take a look around out here first, though.
Mailbox overflowing.
Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
Looks like Clark missed his last mail delivery. Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. There must be at least 30 empty bottles in these crates.
I once drank 10 bottles of sarsaparilla for a bet.
Did you win?
Well, yes, and no.
Doing some tidying, are we?
We might find some use for these. Come help me. I can't carry them all myself.
Hey, I ain't gonna start belly aching if you want to go around collecting refuse. Might fetch us a few shillings if we sell them back at the Jack of Diamonds.
There you go. And some for you.
Thanks.
Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. The good doctor was pretty self-sufficient out here. Wonder if Dr. Clark boarded these up himself. Empty sarsaparilla bottles. Seems to be from another scientist.
February 12th, 1850. Dr. Clark, I hope this letter finds you well. Upon hearing news of the reactionary and ignorant ban our leaders have seen fit to impose, my thoughts went to you and your thankless labors in the wilderness. When they hounded you out after the expo, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leroy's cronies sabotaged your display to discredit you, you were undaunted. After enduring such a trying year, I know how much building that lab out there meant to you. A turning point in your fortunes, or so it seemed. Yet I am sure you will persevere once more. One day when rationality again prevails in the halls of government and this silly thing is lifted, I hope to take you up on your offer of a tour. If you've returned to the bosom of civilization by then, all the better. With warm regards, Dr. Roderick Nethersole. P.S. How you managed to rig a TT-180 console to control both your equipment and door mechanisms still baffles me. Mine is destined for the scrapyard.
Okay. TT-180. What the hell is that? I don't think we can go around back.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Have you had any new ideas for getting inside the lab?
Not a one, unfortunately. I believe asking at the fort is our best hope.
Enough jabber. Let's push on. Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
Got any of your own ideas on how we might get into the lab?
Well, I think Jake has the right idea. We should ask for help at the fort.
We should get a move on. Locked up tight.
Whoever closed this place up really didn't want anybody getting in.
This is one of the sturdiest locks I've ever seen.
I think we're gonna need to get creative. The fort stockpile might have something that could help.
Keep pushing that fort idea. Gotta be TNT there or something. Oh, who's this?
What are you doing? This is no place for sightseers.
What in the ether are you talking about?
Such disrespect. You toy with forces you do not understand.
The lady asked you a question, sir.
Heed my warning. Stay away from this place. Its mysteries are not for you.
Hey, wait! You forgot your hat?
What was that all about?
Good question. Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Any idea who that odd fellow with the beard was?
Not a clue. Sure seemed a few cows short of a herd, didn't he?
I'll say.
Shoot the
Let's hope
lock.
he doesn't cause us any trouble. Enough jabber. Let's push on.
I don't know about that.
Tinfoil. Why was that man wearing it as a hat? This isn't really my style. Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
Who do you suppose that odd bearded fellow was?
I don't know, but I hope we don't run into him again. He gave me a strange feeling.
We should get a move on. No sign of that odd bearded fellow. I wonder where he scampered off to.
I reckon we got ourselves bigger fish to fry right now, Miss Leger.
All we can do is the fort or the lab, but I see a railroad there.
Hey, look, a show!
What a racket.
She's pretty good, though.
Vaya. Nobody in sight, but I'm sure there are guards somewhere. Look sharp, Danny. No telling what we might find out here.
Right you are, Miss Leger.
Look sharp, Danny.
Right you...
How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Excuse me? I said, excuse me. Hey!
Caramba, you made me miss. What do you want?
Who are you, and what are you doing out here?
I am Marisol de la Vega, Lieutenant General of the Constitutional Army of New Spain. My compadre is Corporal Eugenio Garcia.
Pleasure. I'm Harley Leger, and these are my associates Jake Ackerman and Danny Luo.
Good to meet you. In answer to your second question, Eugenio and I are practicing our shooting while we wait for our jefe to conclude his business.
And who's this jefe?
Who did you say you were waiting for?
Our leader, General Filomeno Marquez. Surely you've heard of him.
No.
Afraid not.
Híjole, it really is true. Vespuccians don't pay attention to anything unless it happens right in front of their faces. You do not know of the new Spanish Revolution?
Should I?
Ugh.
What about this revolution, then?
I do not have the time or the desire to explain the particulars of our struggle to you. Pick up a non-imperialist periodical if you can find one, and you might learn something.
Do you know anything about the laboratory just over yonder?
That abandoned wreck is a laboratory?
It was at some point.
Clearly you know more about it than I do.
That's all for now. Happy shooting.
Thanks, gringa.
Best not to disturb her unless I've got something to say. Best not... Hey, anybody in there?
What is it?
Oh, there was somebody in there.
What do you all get up to in this place?
I'm really not at liberty to say, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Would you happen to know anything about the lab just over that way?
No, and quite frankly, I don't care to.
We'd like to come in, please.
More unannounced visitors? Must be my lucky day. What country exiled you?
None. We just want to speak with Captain Stokes.
Afraid he's indisposed.
Why don't you tell Stokes that Jake Ackerman needs a word?
Gentleman Jake?
At your service.
We're not in the market for entertainment. It's like I said. Oh, dad blasted. Would you knock it off with the shooting already? I can't hear myself think!
of a soldier when the sound of gunfire sets you quivering like a coward? Pathetic.
Look, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't be asking to see Captain Stokes if it wasn't important.
I opened the gate for the last person who said that to me today. And what did I get as a reward? His 2 cronies raising hell for the past hour. No, ma'am, not again.
Carry on, soldier.
Right.
Híjole!
Sturdy.
Caramba!
No handles. Must only open from the inside. That thing has seen some action. Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Yeah, how the hell are we gonna get in now?
How are we supposed to get into the fort?
Good question. I figured it'd be a breeze, but the guard's ornery as a mama bear with a sore teat. We need to figure out how to get on his good side.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
Caramba!
Hey, Danny?
Ma'am?
How can we get into the fort?
The guard seems upset about all the noise. Maybe he'll warm to us if we can figure out some way to take care of it.
We should get a move on.
Hey, you want me to kill them? Okay.
Hey!
You again. What is it now?
Say, do you think you could practice your shooting somewhere else?
Why?
The fort guard isn't happy about the noise.
Well, then maybe he should choose another profession.
You're pretty good, but I bet I can beat you at shooting.
Oh, here we go.
I am the best shot in New Spain.
Care to prove it?
Gladly. But a large stationary target such as this is not suitable for a contest. If you wish to challenge me, find some moving targets.
Can we use these bottles as targets?
Indeed, we can. Very well.
Ah,
Prepare
the
to be
sarsaparilla
humiliated.
bottles.
Say, Jake, could you give us a hand?
My pleasure.
How many bottles are there?
About 30.
Then we will each shoot at 5. Whoever breaks the most wins.
Sounds fair.
I am feeling generous this morning. Would you like the opportunity to practice first?
Yeah.
Yes, actually.
Very well.
Ready with those bottles, Jake?
Yep, get ready. Set. Bottle in the air.
Damn it.
Oh, shit.
Bottle in the air.
Pure luck.
Here we go.
Ha! You missed.
Incoming.
I'll get the next one.
Here we go.
Well, I'll be.
Let us hope you improve very quickly. All right, for real this time.
Ready, set, incoming.
Pure luck.
Bottle in the air.
Well, I'll be.
Incoming.
I'll
Damn
get
it.
the next one.
Bottle in the air.
I'll get the next one.
Here we go.
Well, I'll be.
My turn.
Here we go.
Dale.
Incoming.
Ha ha! Take that.
Bottle in the air.
Ha ha! Take that.
Here we go.
Anda.
She won.
Incoming.
Damn. I win.
She only missed one.
Better luck next time, sweetheart.
All right, let's do it again.
Vaya.
I wasn't quite prepared last time.
True.
How about we try shooting again?
If you insist. Remember, whoever hits the most out of 5 bottles wins. Get on with it, mustache wax.
No need for name calling, madam.
Why is it
Ready,
not 6?
Set, incoming.
I'll get the next one.
Incoming.
Pure luck.
Bottle in the air.
Well, I'll be.
Here we go.
Pure luck.
Incoming.
Nice shot.
My turn.
Here we go.
Híjole.
Here we go.
Ha ha! Take that.
Here we go.
Anda.
Here we go.
Dale.
Here we go.
Híjole. What? You beat me?
Damn right I did.
Don't believe this. Beaten by a pinche gringa pendeja. Eugenio, vámonos de aquí.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than a sore loser.
That was some great shooting, Miss Leger.
Damn right.
Tell me something I don't know.
I knew bringing her along was a wise move.
Okay, well now he'll let us in, right?
Hey, guard!
What is it?
Sure is a nice, peaceful morning, isn't it?
What happened to those cacophonous varmints?
They took their business elsewhere. Now, would you be so kind as to let us in?
So long as you promise to keep it down.
Deal.
Well, we're in now. Let's go.
Well now, what have we here?
I appreciate your hospitality, Captain, but I must admit I am perplexed by the change in your position.
It's not my position, General Marquez. It's the position of the government of the Commonwealth of Vespuccia. I have some discretion in the execution of my orders, but I'm sure you can appreciate that there's a chain of command.
I am, of course, most grateful for the aid you have rendered in the past. I am sure that your recommendations carry weight with your superiors. If you would be willing to lend your influence,
Isn't that the guy who
in
fell out of the
support
window?
our cause.
Perhaps we can speak of this at another time, Mr. Marquez. As I said, I have other concerns to deal with.
Of course. I look forward to our next meeting.
Captain Stokes, you're a difficult man to see.
Seems like the guy who fell out of the
Ackerman,
window.
How the hell are you?
Leave this to me. I'll have Stokes eaten from the palm of my hand.
Good day, Captain.
All these voice actors are so familiar.
Madam? Just a moment. I have seen you before.
That's right. I'm glad to see you on your feet again. That was a nasty tumble you had.
Ah, of course. The newspaper office. I owe you my thanks.
Happy to help.
What's your name, anyway?
Harley Leger. This is Danny Luo, and over there is Jake Ackerman.
Sir?
I am General Filomeno Marquez. Though Filomeno seems to be difficult for you Vespuccians, so you may call me Phil.
Phil it is. Good to meet you.
And you? What brings you to the fort?
We're looking for help getting into the abandoned lab back there.
And why might that old ruin interest you, eh?
We're looking for something, and there's a chance we could find some clues there.
Only clues? Perhaps there are other useful items as well. In fact, I could get the laboratory open so we could both go in, if Stokes were not so stingy with his munitions.
How do you mean?
My specialty is demolitions and explosives. I just do not have any on hand right now. I thought perhaps the captain might once again be willing to assist a fellow warrior in a righteous cause, but...
It's like I told Mr. Marquez, my hands are tied. Much as I'd like to help, I've got enough to worry about with my men missing. In fact, I was just heading out to search, so if you'll excuse me.
Hold your horses, Captain. How about we come with? I'm sure you could use the extra eyes.
It's mighty kind of you, Ackerman. Can't promise it'll be safe, though. We'll be going near native territory.
Come on, Stokes. You forget who you're talking to? I laugh in the face of danger. We'll ride with you.
Your friend is quite the braggadocio, no?
That's Jake for you, as colorful as they come.
You're all in, then?
Apparently so.
I will accompany you as well.
Sorry, who are you?
Y'all can get acquainted on the trail. Let's get going. Sun's almost up. Appreciate y'all coming out with me. Strength in numbers and all that.
Our pleasure, Captain.
Exactly who is it you're looking for?
My first lieutenant, John Mulberry.
Wait a minute. I think the guy on the lead horse on the far right did the narrations for some of the King's Quest games. Damn, that's like 30 years ago. At least it sounds like him. Everybody here who's a voice actor sounds like they're iconic for old point-and-click games. or just good games in general.
Did you ever cross paths with Dr. Bennett Clark?
The Mad Doctor? No, ma'am. My man and I steered clear of him. Used to be we'd see strange lights and hear weird noises coming from his lab. Don't know what he was up to out there, but it weren't natural. You ask me, the natives got spooked and took him out. They get mighty antsy about people going near their land. It's caused us plenty of trouble, let me tell you. That's why I fear the worst for Mulberry's patrol.
Yeah, that guy's the... Graham takes the knife from the table and uses it to butter his bread.
So when did your man go missing?
He left leading the patrol last evening and they never returned.
You been stationed at Fort Beaumont long?
Nearly 4 years now. For the most part, it's a fairly quiet post. Of course, Rosewater's nearby and usually good for a diversion.
On that note, I'd be honored to have you at my show, Captain.
Ah, yes. Soon enough, Ackerman.
Yeah, it seems like this game takes place in Australia, but there's like the British flag in the upper right corner, but then there's like the European Union logo in the lower left. I don't know. It's some sort of mix of like British America, but it's not. I have no idea what's going on, but it's interesting.
What makes you believe the natives are behind Mulberry's disappearance?
Our patrol perimeter goes close to their village. Wouldn't be the first time we've come to blows over boundaries. They fall back once they see our superior firepower. Thankfully, they haven't got guns, but they've been getting mighty bold lately.
So you're saying they've gotten aggressive when you've gone near their land? Sounds to me like they're just defending themselves.
Miss Legere, with all due respect, you've no idea what you're talking about. We've already given these folks an inch, but they have taken a mile. The government's tried appeasing them with treaties and such, but those ain't worth the paper they're written on. You'd sooner reason with a coyote.
Well, I think... Ah!
Oh.
Engines!
So far, we have been stymied in our efforts to search Clark's laboratory. Captain Stokes let out a search patrol, and he let all us supplicants tag along. But it wasn't enough to deter the native war party that ambushed us. Stokes slipped the trap laid for him, leaving us four to stand in his stead. Now we await intelligence of our captors and some sign of our fate.
Well, isn't this a fine turn of events?
Oh, we got captured. Except that guy got away.
Must be for storage. Completely empty. Wonder what they use these for.
It's like the Oregon Trail.
Would be my guess.
Hey, so funny.
It was not meant to be.
Empty.
For now.
This basket's full of soap.
And at least we can keep clean.
Uh-huh. Except there is no water in here.
Then let's hope we can get out of here soon.
I suppose all of these were made here. Quite a collection. Doesn't look very sturdy.
But it's barred on the other side.
Oh, what I would not give for a stick or two of dynamite right now.
Hey, anybody out there? Let us out.
I'd save my breath if I was you.
It's quite ornate. Brightens the place up, I suppose.
It is noble to find beauty in dark moments, but perhaps not so very useful.
Dried corn. At least we won't starve.
If that's all there is, starving might be preferable.
Dried corn. At least we won't starve.
If that's all...
Dried corn.
If that's...
Dried...
If that's...
Hey, Jake.
Miss Legere?
How are you doing, Jake?
Been better, but you're a peach for asking. I'm just trying to come up
Peach.
with a way to get us out of here.
Peach emote. Yeah, now we got to escape.
Had any ideas for escaping yet?
You'll be the first to know, I assure you.
Did you manage to see what became of Captain Stokes?
No, I was a mite preoccupied. But I'm inclined to take the fact that he's not in here with us as a favorable sign.
Surely a fellow of daring do like yourself has been in a predicament like this before?
More times than I can count.
How'd you manage to get free?
Well, you gotta understand, every situation's different. Easiest way's usually bribing a guard, but sometimes you gotta get creative. Well, this one time but no, that wouldn't work here.
Why not?
'Cause I'd need a few things, and coming by them in here will be next to impossible.
If you've got a plan, it's at least worth trying.
I reckon you're right. Main thing I need is something pliable, like wax or soft wood. Then something sharp to shape it with, and finally some shiny material. Metallic looking would be best. Find me those things, and we might be in business.
Well, we found soap so far.
I'll leave you to your thoughts.
So wait, the tin foil, that's metallic. But then we need something for doing some whittling.
Hey, Danny?
What is it?
What's wrong with you, dude?
What's wrong? Nervous?
Aren't you?
Not really. I don't think these folks mean us any harm. If they did, they wouldn't have gone through the trouble of capturing us.
I didn't think of it that way. I sure hope you're right.
Shouldn't we be tied up, by the way?
Got any thoughts on how we might get out of here?
They took my guns, so not really.
You and Jake must have gotten into scrapes like this before, right?
Well, I have, yes. Although it was before I met Jake. But is this really the time for stories?
Fair enough. Perhaps another time. Were you able to see how Captain Stokes fared?
I lost sight of him when I got knocked off my horse. Sure hope he made it, though.
Got anything that might work for Jake's plan?
Sorry, Miss Leger. I haven't got anything.
Phil?
Eh?
Hey, chin up, Phil. It's not so bad in here.
Perhaps not. Compared to some places I have been imprisoned, this one is rather habitable.
So, this isn't the first time you've been locked up?
Certainly not. At least these people seem more hospitable to their prisoners than the Spanish.
Got any suggestions for how we might get out of here?
Not just yet. I want to see how things play out.
What do you mean?
Something about this does not feel right. We know very little of our captors. I cannot devise anything until that changes.
Okay.
Did you see what became of Captain Stokes?
Yes, though I wish I had not. Pinche cobarde.
That doesn't sound like a good thing.
He turned and ran. Took his men and abandoned us. To think I held him as a man of honor. Bastardo! Whoa!
Easy there, Phil.
Forgive me, but I cannot abide a deserter.
It takes a low sort to abandon someone who's counting on you. You heard Jake's plan. Got anything that might fit the bill?
I do not believe so.
I'll just be over here. Did smashing that pot make you feel any better?
It did, yes.
That might be everything.
Hey, Jake?
Miss Leger?
Could you remind me what you need to execute your plan?
Sure. Something pliable like wax or soft wood. Something sharp I can use for shaping. Something shiny, preferably metal-like.
I'll leave you to your thoughts.
We combine items?
Is this pliable enough for you?
This'll do nicely.
Will this work for what you need?
Shiny and metallic. Perfect.
This sharp enough for you?
It'll do, it'll do.
Piece of broken pot.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. You got everything.
Sure did. Now, will you tell me about this plan of yours?
Yeah.
I'm bluffing our way out of here. Give me a few minutes and you'll see what I mean.
The hell's he gonna make out of soap? Tinfoil.
Voila.
Oh, a fake gun.
You carved a gun out of soap and wrapped it in tinfoil?
That's right.
Actually clever.
You know, that's pretty crafty.
Why, thank you, Miss Legere. I thought so myself. Anyhow, soon as somebody comes in, I'll draw this and catch them off guard. You knock them out in the confusion, then we make our escape.
And you have confidence this will work?
These folk don't know firearms, they can't tell the difference.
But, what if...
Hello in there? I'm coming inside.
Well, ain't this fortuitous?
Greetings. I'm Nadine. I've come to...
Hands
Nadine.
up!
Is that a fake gun?
Yes?
Don't mind my friend here. Nadine, was it?
Yes, Nadine Redbird.
Harley Legere. So just what is it you want from us?
The chief sent me to make sure none of you were hurt. She also wants to speak with whoever's in charge of your group.
That would be me.
All due respect, sir, but after that little trick you just pulled, you're out of the running.
I'll go then.
All right, come with me. I bring you Miss Harley Legere, representing the captives.
Thank you, Nadine. You may return and tend to the others.
I will.
Enter and be welcome. You may call me Chief Lutzi. I am responsible for the people of this village.
Pleasure's all mine.
You have violated the borders of the Autumn Nation, duly established by recognized treaty with your government. Miss Legere, why are you here?
Captain Stokes is missing some troops, and we were helping in the search.
You serve Stokes. Curious. You do not dress like a soldier.
We have nothing to do with the fort.
Who are you, then?
I'm a journalist for the Rosewater Post. My companions and I are researching Dr. Bennett Clark. We only came to Stokes to ask for help getting inside the abandoned laboratory on the other side of the valley. Thought maybe you could spare some dynamite or something. But first we had to ride with him to find First Lieutenant Mulberry and his missing men.
I see. What did he tell you of us?
Let's just say he didn't paint a very pretty picture.
Unsurprising. Do you share his opinion?
Well, you haven't killed me yet, so I'd like to take that as a good sign.
The Autumn mean no harm, Miss Legere. However, for months, the fort soldiers have routinely violated our borders and harassed our people. Just last night, a band of them came, led by this man, Mulberry. They attacked us in our fields and set fire to our crops.
So what happened then?
Though our people suffered many injuries, we managed to extinguish the fires and chase off one of the soldiers. The other, I'm afraid, did not live. As for Mulberry, we captured him. He is under guard in one of our empty storehouses. Stokes has turned our village into a prison, and now he is recruiting civilians to come after us. I fear this will not end until everything we have has been turned to ash. But I cannot allow that. Something must be done.
You're right. Can we help you in any way?
I believe so. And you can get what you're after as well.
I'm listening.
Our scouts have observed an army wagon making regular deliveries to the fort from Rosewater. It comes in the night, when few others are willing to travel, and always it arrives a day or two after the train stops in town.
Then that would be tonight? I just arrived on the latest train into Rosewater.
Yes, exactly. I cannot know for sure, but I believe this wagon carries supplies, along with weapons and munitions. The soldiers use these to strengthen themselves, then come and deprive us of what little we have. If you and your people were to obtain them, it would be to our mutual benefit. We would have a means of defense. You would have the tools to enter this laboratory, and Stokes would be deprived of his armaments.
I see. Isn't that dangerous, though?
You're proposing we raid a military supply wagon?
Yeah.
That sounds awfully risky.
Our peaceableness has brought us no safety. In doing nothing, we risk extermination at the hands of these men.
Tonight, then, huh?
Tonight, or not at all. The cover of darkness will be to your advantage. Our scouts have also noted that only 2 men guard the wagon.
Guess I'd better tell the others and get to planning.
You are welcome to rest here in the meantime.
Thank you, Chief Lutzi.
May the Earthmaker guide you.
Everyone in good shape?
Mr. Luo has some minor bruising, but your friends are otherwise healthy.
Good to know. Hey, fellas, come on out here. We got some business to discuss.
I take it your meeting with the chief went well?
It did. These are good people who can help us if we help them.
Helped them? With what?
With Stokes and the fort. Turns out the reason Mulberry didn't come back is that he was taken prisoner while conducting an unprovoked raid on this village. A raid Stokes himself ordered.
What?
Army soldiers have been crossing into Otham territory and attacking them without justification.
It's true. I have treated many of the wounded myself.
Hijo de la... We cannot let this injustice stand.
That is troubling. But what can we do about it?
Chief Lutzi suggested we hit him where it hurts, the fort's supply chain. So we'll be carrying out our own raid on a delivery wagon.
And to think just yesterday you were having reservations about robbing folk. Reckon it's true what they say about the frontier changing people.
Oh yeah, brother. It's not robbing, it's just taking back what's ours.
I don't know about you, but I don't feel too bad about lifting a little from the crown. It glitters enough already.
If the government is engaged in oppressing these people, you should be proud to resist.
Now listen up, because we've got some preparations to make. And the wagon will be coming through tonight, according to the chief.
We can get the munitions Phil needs to get us into the lab, along with some weapons and supplies for the Otham.
The old 1-2 punch. I like it.
Only question is, what's the best approach?
I'm thinking we create a distraction. We get the wagon to stop, then you and I keep the driver occupied while Danny and Phil sneak the stuff out.
I prefer a more direct approach. You said the wagon was poorly guarded, eh? We have enough fighters to overpower them. When they see they are outmatched, we should be able to take what we need without firing a shot.
Wouldn't it be better to do this without drawing any attention? You could set up a roadblock, then sneak out what you need while they investigate.
All good plans. Have you got anything, Danny?
No, but I think we should be careful. Something like this could so easily go wrong.
So, what's it going to be?
Let's see. Distract the driver while Danny and Phil loot the wagon. Attack the wagon directly. Create a roadblock and sneak the supplies out. Well, the top and the bottom one kind of seem the same. Like it's going to distract the drivers. Roadblock seems interesting. I don't know how we're gonna distract though. What do we build the roadblock out of, and how do we do a distraction? Boy, both seem like really interesting options. Try roadblock.
Let's go with Nadine's suggestion.
I do think it's best if none of us are seen committing this act of banditry.
Agreed. This is a stealth job. Nadine and I will search the wagon. You boys hang back
Yeah,
and take whatever we
want the
unload.
distraction,
well,
they'd
we
probably
better get
see
ready.
us.
Let's hope this goes off without a hitch.
They'd recognize us or something, yeah.
What in tarnation? What's all this crap in the road? Oh, pay me enough for this. Buford, get up here and help me.
We should hurry. I don't think we'll have long.
This looks promising. Looks like it's full of apples. Not well, that crate. Help me with this, would you, Nadine? Jackpot. Here's some dynamite.
And a good cache of firearms. These should serve the Otham well.
There's also a letter.
What does it say?
It's a manifest. Hang on. Here's the combination for that safe.
Whatever you do, be quick.
Combination for the safe.
No indication of what's inside. Just a bunch of uniforms.
We haven't much time left.
Oh, damn, bro, there's a lot to check.
These crates are marked Beaumont.
It's strange that there are so few compared to the others.
They're all marked Rosewater.
Isn't this delivery coming from Rosewater?
I think this one is rifle ammunition. Let's get this out of here.
A good cache of firearms.
We've taken too long already.
Wait, I want to check the safe before we go. I'll be damned.
What is it?
Bars of Aurum. Lots of them.
Odd. Why deliver these to the fort?
Good question. Too bad they're marked. We could have had a nice payday. Right. Let's get out of here.
Oh, I double searched the thing. I should have gotten one more. That's a litigation.
You have come back to us. Did you obtain what you needed?
Yes, with this dynamite, getting into the lab will be quite easy.
Then I am glad the raid proved fruitful.
We should have got one more
Fluency.
item.
I am curious. Now that you can arm your people, what is your plan?
I can certainly understand your curiosity, General Marquez.
You know me?
We are close enough to the new Spanish border to keep informed of current events. To answer your question, we will defend ourselves. Peace has not worked against those who wish to harm us, so we must answer them with force.
You strike me as a wise and capable leader, but allow me to offer one piece of advice. Do not underestimate your enemy. Nothing angers a tyrant like a show of resistance.
I appreciate it, General, but I believe we will overcome.
I truly hope you do.
We found something else. A safe filled with Aurum bars.
And you did not take any?
They were all marked. Traceable. We'd have no use for them.
Caramba. It's always something, isn't it?
The last thing we need is the Royals on us for stealing their Aurum.
The Royal Police? Nah, out here they'd send in the army. Or God forbid, the Blackburns.
The Union Busters?
Unions, heads, you name it.
The big question is, why send Aurum to the fort?
An intriguing line of inquiry, but I ain't sure the fort's dealings should concern us.
Perhaps not. But I am curious as well. Something unusual is happening here. Stokes was all too happy to aid our cause before my exile. Now he acts like a stranger. It cannot be a coincidence. I am going to charge my Lieutenant General with finding out more about these shipments.
Chasing more wagons full of Aurum?
Something like that. It is clear there will be no more aid from Stokes now, and I still have an army to outfit. Perhaps we will find something we can actually keep.
If money's what you're after, maybe you'd entertain the notion of joining our posse. That goes for you too, Miss Redbird.
What are you talking about?
I'll explain everything on the way back to the lab. Danny, you stay here and help unload the supplies. You can give Nadine the lowdown. Come meet us at the lab when you're done.
Will do. I am sending one of our hunters to return Mulberry to the fort. He can show you the way back.
Much appreciated. Right, let's get a move on. You coming with us, Miss Legere?
And missing all the fireworks when you finally set them off? I think not. And can it with the Miss Legere bunk? It's Harley.
Duly noted. Now let's get going.
Just one more thing before you go, Harley. You said you were a journalist, yes?
That's right.
Do you believe the townspeople would take an interest in our cause?
Some might. I can certainly tell my employer about the treatment you've received.
Please do. I have a statement I would like you to carry back. The Autumn are a peaceful people. We wish to be your good neighbors and friends. But if a Vespuccian soldier or any other person comes with violent intent to harm us, we will do what we must to protect our people.
Got it. Would you be willing to sit for an interview with someone from the post?
Gladly. My words are for all who will listen with open hearts.
I'll make sure your message is received.
Thank you.
Good.
Thanks for showing us back, partner. We can take it from here. Well, would you look at that? Didn't think I'd be seeing old Jesse again. I'm keeping this arrowhead as a good luck charm.
Good shot.
And who knows? Maybe some collector out there would be interested in acquiring the arrowhead that nearly wiped out Gentleman Jake.
Híjole. Is he always like this?
Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
So how did you wind up here in Vespuccia?
That is a very long story, and I do not wish to relate it now. Perhaps another time?
Fair enough.
Arm is the Latin word for gold. There was gold on that wagon. Loot? We left loot behind?
I have to ask, what went on at the Rosewater Post?
That so-called newspaper editor dared to write that the People's Revolution was over, that we had been crushed by the forces of the Spanish army. Defeated, we will not abandon our cause. I demanded a correction. What did I get instead? A defenestration.
Rough break.
Yes.
Right. Carry on.
I wonder how things will go for the Autumn now that they have firearms.
Well enough, I hope. Provided they don't point them at us.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind? 'Cause you know I've been wondering about the Autumn. What do you suppose will happen to them now that they're armed with guns?
I don't know, but at least they have a fighting chance now.
If Stokes attacks and they successfully fend him off, then perhaps he will leave them alone. But it will certainly not happen without bloodshed.
Well, best of luck to him.
Enough jabber. Let's push on. The flag Stokes was carrying.
Pity it's in such a sorry state.
I shouldn't leave this here.
It's good to see someone who respects their country.
You're
Back to the
quite
lab.
certain you know what you're doing?
Just leave everything to me. And can stand far, far back.
Impressive work there, Phil.
Gracias.
And an explosion will certainly liven up your article. Eh, Harley?
Indeed, this game is fun.
Hey, Phil, let's talk.
What about?
How did you become so proficient with explosives?
The science of it always fascinated me. Even as a child, I read a great deal about mining and demolitions. The lessons were invaluable. So, when my parents sent me to university, I studied civil engineering. Most people do not realize just how much care must be taken when dealing with dynamite.
You went to university?
Hang on. You have a university education?
Of course. Does this surprise you?
No, I just didn't think a revolutionary would have a degree.
Well, I do. From the Escuela Superior de Ingenieros in Madrid.
Right. Carry on. How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
How are you holding up?
Oh,
I guess we just go right in. Is this legal? Hey, we made it in the lab.
Well, slap my behind and call me Betsy.
Whoa.
Not sure what I was expecting to find, but it wasn't this.
It has been completely ransacked.
Still, there's gotta be some indication of where Clark took his money. Let's take a look around. But watch yourselves. No telling what any of these doohickeys might be capable of.
At least Dr. Clark practiced fire safety. I can't see through. The window is too grimy.
Well, that's a window.
Looks like it's connected to the door somehow.
And that wire runs to the console back there.
Won't do us any good if there's nothing power in this place, though.
Yeah, the TT-180 or whatever.
I can't really see through the porthole, but it looks dense in there. No handle. Must be some other way to open it. There's about 2 inches of dust.
Damn.
Empty. Not really surprising. I can't make heads nor tails of this chicken scratch. What in the ether is this thing?
I wouldn't get too close.
Some kind of console. Seems to connect to a few things.
TT-180.
TT-180. Must be this contraption's model number.
Missing a knob.
One of the dials is missing. Just my luck.
9207.
1 of 4 dials. It's anyone's guess what they do. I guess this measures etheric pressure, whatever that means. Not much left. Some books and a broken device. What in the ether is this thing?
I wouldn't get too close.
Looks like some type of cannon, and it's pointing right at the cage. A wooden mannequin in a cage? I have so many questions.
You sure you want them answered?
Interesting. What's over here?
This Clark fellow was into some strange things, wasn't he?
I'm starting to understand why he chose to do his work out in the middle of nowhere.
Stairs are broken.
This may have held something interesting once, but now it's just lodging for spiders.
Huh. Lola, let's check the chair.
This must be where Clark parked his rear during his experiments. This is where all the cables wind up. I get the impression this is what powers everything in here.
We just need to get it running again somehow.
Sinister, if you ask me. Some kind of power meter. Never heard of an ampere before. These meters seem connected to whatever's behind the panel. I bet getting power to all 3 of these meters will get things up and running. I'm guessing this thing needs to hit full power before the machine turns on. No good. There's some power getting through, but it needs more. I bet the machine's guts are behind this panel. I can't remove it with my hands. I'll need a tool to unscrew it. Guess we won't get to see what's up on the roof.
Just as well. I prefer to keep my feet on the ground.
I can't begin to fathom what these contraptions are for.
Nothing of use to us.
Dude was like Nikola Tesla.
Hey, Phil, let's talk.
What about?
Clark's lab is really quite something, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, something unnatural. Something perverse. What possessed him to undertake this research is beyond me.
Right. Carry on. Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
This place sure is something, isn't it?
I admit, I never gave much credence to all that ethericity business.
Ethericity.
Seeing all them contraptions and appurtenances, let's just say it's given me a new appreciation for Clark's tenacity.
Might I borrow that arrowhead for a spell?
By all means. Maybe it'll bring you some luck, too.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
60 Shades of Green.
I can't remove it with my hands. I'll need a tool to unscrew it. Fort Beaumont's parade flag looking worse for wear. Let's see if this works. That did it.
Good work.
Looks a bit worse for wear. Just have to get it working. Looks like something chewed through it.
Rat.
Looks a bit worse for wear. Just have to get it working.
That looks corroded.
No wonder the power's not getting through. This wire's all corroded.
Okay, so we need something to fix a wire and fix corrosion. Maybe in that cabinet?
Anything interesting in there?
Not really. Probably why they were left behind.
Hey, Phil? Let's talk.
What about?
Any idea how to start up the generator?
Cloth can sometimes be used to wrap damaged wires for a temporary repair. As for the dirty one, a solvent like acid or alcohol is good for removing corrosion.
Okay.
Right. Carry on.
Where's that beer we picked up earlier?
There's a thought, but this is way too big.
That's what she said.
I hope this isn't considered treason. That should do it. No wonder. This is where all the cables wind up.
Ooh, there's a toolbox.
Looks like a toolbox. What's it doing all the way up there? Way too high for me.
Want me to give you a boost?
Nah, I still couldn't reach. I'll think of something else.
How about the chair?
Maybe this will help. Then again, maybe not.
Damn. Well, you know, that's pure trolling. Absolute total trolling. What about this stool?
Empty. Not really surprising. Not much left. Some books and a broken device.
Broken device. I don't think I can do anything with this until we fix the power in the other room.
Nothing happened. This console isn't getting any power.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Is this some kind of combination or code? TT-180. Must be this contraption's model number.
Okay.
At least Dr. Clark practiced fire safety.
Gotta be something in the other room. Use rag on window. Ooh. Smart thinking, chat. Okay. No. It's a good thought, though. Try again, though.
I can't see through. The window is too grimy.
That's a good thought. Let's go to the other room again.
Can we talk?
What's on your mind?
Any clever ideas to get to that confounded box?
Not too many, I'm afraid.
Any idea how to start up that generator?
Afraid not. These doohickeys ain't quite my bailiwick.
Hang on, I've got an idea. Why don't you just shoot the box down?
Beg pardon?
Let's put that gunslinging know-how of yours to work.
I may be a showman, but I ain't a performing monkey. Besides, I never perform sharpshooting tricks without a crowd.
What?
Crowd be damned. I want to see what's in the box.
You've proven yourself resourceful. I'm sure you can find a more practical way to get to that box that doesn't involve me wasting ammo.
I don't understand. You showed off your prowess with a gun before. Now all I'm hearing are excuses. Why so shifty all of a sudden?
All right, look. The truth is, I've gone a mite rusty. A couple of years ago, I could have done it with my eyes shut, but time ain't been kind to my hands.
So how did you pull off that juggling trick?
Danny's the one that shoots the ball from the wings. You want that box down so bad, ask him to help you when he gets back.
Enough jabber. Let's push on.
else we can do in this room. What about the pole?
Guess we won't get to see what's up on the roof.
Just as well. I prefer to keep my feet on the ground.
Looks like a toolbox. What's it doing all the way up there? Way too high for me.
Want me to give you a boost?
Nah, I still couldn't reach. I'll think of something else. Anything interesting in there?
Not really. Probably why they were left behind.
Anything? Hey, Phil.
What about?
Can you think of any way to get that box down?
I'm afraid reaching high things has never been my forte.
Right. Carry on. I can't begin to fathom what these contraptions are for.
Nothing of use to us.
I get the impression this is what power...
We just need to get it running again.
Maybe back outside? Throw the arrowhead to the toolbox? I don't know if that's heavy enough to knock out a toolbox.
That's not going to help me reach the box.
Well, it's worth a try.
That's not... That's not...
Anything out here?
Must take ages for any correspondence to get out here.
Probably beats having to hike into town, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, let's talk.
What about?
Right. Carry on. Wonder if Dr. Clark boarded these up.
Turn the dials to the numbers on the paper. Yeah, for the second console, we need to find a knob to turn those dials to whatever number they have to be at. Plus, the console doesn't have powers, which is why we have to start with the generator. But the generator won't work because one of the things is corroded. So if we're going to find something to stop corrosion, we might have... I think we have to look in that toolbox first.
Dr. Clark really liked his sarsaparilla. How are you?
Oh,
he won't tell us anything. This guy. And there's like a stool sitting right there next to her. Like tipped over from that desk, but there's nothing you can do.
What in the ether is this thing?
I wouldn't get too close.
Not much left. Some books and a broken device.
Books and a broken device. Can I stab him with the arrow?
A wooden mannequin in a cage? I have so many questions.
You sure you want them answered?
Looks like some type of cannon, and it's pointing right at the cage.
Now that the chair collapsed, I can't even use a piece of the chair. Would have been nice if we could use a chair leg or something.
This is where all the cables wind up.
Yeah. And there's like no way to get up top to go back down the stairs to get that toolbox. That sarsaparilla, we'll get rid of it. Yeah, we don't have that anymore. I guess if a key item disappears from our inventory, then we don't need it anymore for the game. Yeah, we're in kind of like a warehouse or something. Cut the cables with an arrow? Well, we want to get up. We want to do things that get us up the stairs.
Here, want this back?
I do indeed. Much obliged.
Oh. Glad we gave that back to him.
You keep that, Harley. I was never one for carrying flags.
A wooden man. I have so.
You
Oh, maybe we gotta go back to town. Going to the right, I think, goes to the camp. Or does it? Oh, wait, what the hell is this? That's a new location. Is that wagon? Oh? Miracle
Dios
cures
mío.
for all ailments.
What is this abomination?
Howdy, folks. Interested in learning about Coltit's miracle elixir?
Of course we are, little lady.
Then step on over here.
Oh?
How are you holding up, Jake?
Oh, just fine, just fine.
Hey, Phil, let's talk.
What about?
Right? Special offer. Limited time only. 1 bottle for 5 crowns.
Oh, that's gonna help with the corrosion.
Boy, oh boy, I sure wish I was you.
Beg pardon?
Why, today's your lucky day.
Is that right?
Yes, sirree. You're just in time to experience the travesty of Xander Coltit III's miracle elixir.
The what now?
Oh, dang. I mean, the majesty of Xander Coltit III's miracle elixir. My name is Olivia Coltit, and I'm here to answer all your questions about this evolutionary new medication.
Are you sure you don't mean revolutionary new medication?
That's what I said. So, do you want to hear about it or not?
Yeah, go on.
Fine, I'll bite. Tell me about this miracle elixir.
Glad you asked. From the maker of the widely popular Coltit's emulsified soporific comes Coltit's miracle elixir, the finest, most elective tonic in Vespuccia. Guaranteed to treat and cure all illnesses from arthritis to yellow fever. And for a special limited time, we're selling it for the treasonable price of just 5 crowns.
Wow.
Sounds pretty miraculous, all right. What's in this elixir, anyway?
Oh, I don't know. Daddy's the one who makes it. Oh, but I know he gets his secret ingredient from some lady named Ethel. He always talks about her when he makes a new batch.
5 crowns seems a bit pricey. How about I give you 2 instead?
Sorry, ma'am. Daddy told me not to hackle.
Oh, I'm sure we can agree that rules were made to be broken, young lady. Would you consider 3 crowns? We'll tell everybody we meet to come see you. Then you can charge them a reasonable 6.
Well, okay, deal.
You wouldn't happen to be related to a kid in Rosewater named Jem, would you?
No, ma'am. Far as I know, I'm a lonely child.
Why are you parked in the middle of the desert when there's a town full of potential customers not 2 miles from here?
Oh, I'm just minding the wagon while my daddy's doing his business at the fort. But he told me to stand out here and detract anybody who might come by.
And has anyone else come by?
Oh, sure. Tons of folk. Only one who didn't stop was a feller on horseback. Too bad, 'cause the guy he was hauling looked like he could have used some elixir.
Wait, what?
Say, do you know anything about that lab over there?
No, but I did hear a big boom coming from that way. Was that your doing?
No.
Oh, come on, you could tell me. I'm no tattler.
I said no. Now stop asking.
Fine, jeez.
I think I've heard enough for now. We'll just be going.
It was a real pressure.
It was a real pressure.
Professor Xander Coltit III. Good medicine for good people. My guess is the primary ailment these folks cure is swollen purses.
Damn.
Some of these bottles are starting to collect dust. Special offer. Limited time only. 1 bottle for 5 crowns. I'm sure there's a lesson here about the laws of supply and demand.
All right, let's try that tonic on the thing. Actually, we should see what it's made of.
Professor Xander Coltit III's Miracle Elixir. Guaranteed to cure what ails you. I'm sure that's the case if what ails you is sobriety.
Lol.
Whew! That'll put hairs on your chest.
That's a big old Tesla tower. Oh, show. Can't have a tonic without gin. Damn right, brother. Fully alcoholic sarsaparilla. 600 proof. Okay, let's try that now.
Let's put some of this elixir to good use.
Woo! I wouldn't have drank that. Damn. Oh, we still have more, so we can use it again. Okay.
Well, I'll be.
Barely hear it running. Uh-oh.
Looks like Phil managed to get the door open.
I wonder if they found anything inside.
Oh, shit. Don't come here. The hell?
I'd say so, yes.
We are up and running.
Impressive. This technology is amazing. What did this Clark fellow intend to do with such power?
I'm beginning to wonder about that myself.
Nice job getting the lights back on.
Get everything squared with the Otham?
I think so.
They're adequately supplied. They should be well off for some time.
Well, I suppose we should see about...
Hello? Is someone in here?
Damn. Looks like we've attracted some attention.
I come in peace. Please, make yourself known.
Guess we don't have much choice.
Hail! Goodness, I wasn't expecting so many of you.
And we weren't expecting anybody at all.
I thought we were going to have to use that console first to get the door open.
And just who might you be?
I am Paul Burkhart, emissary of the Luminarians.
The what now?
We are disciples of Dr. Clark, protectors of his artifacts and legacy.
No kidding. So you must know all about him then.
Quite so.
Well, isn't this our lucky day? Can you tell us what you know about him?
If you seek enlightenment, we will be glad to share our wisdom with you. But let us all return to the commune. We must not further defile the sanctity of this place. Come, I am eager to learn about you all. Welcome to Chrysalis, friends. Feel free to explore, converse with the residents. You'll find we have much to offer. We'll speak again soon.
The hell is this?
What an accommodating feller.
This is all very strange. You all might be into this porqueria, but I want no part of it. I am going back to the lab.
Suit yourself. All right, let's see what we can learn about where Clark's stash might be. But let's not overplay our hand, shall we? If anybody asks, our interest is purely academic.
I'm really not a good liar, Mr. Ackerman.
Shoot, nobody's asking you to lie, sugar. Just withhold certain details. We're interested in learning about Clark. That's all there is to it. Come on, Danny. Let's see where our friend's gone off to.
I know lying doesn't come natural to some. For others, it's like breathing. Don't take this amiss, but if you'd like some pointers, sometimes it's good to be able to keep certain things to yourself you don't want everybody and his uncle to know.
Oh. All right.
Make sure you don't break eye contact. Shifty eyes are a telltale sign of dishonest intent.
You seem to have a lot of experience in these matters.
I think sometimes the truth can do more harm than good. A lie can be a kindness.
Is that really what you believe?
If what someone doesn't know can hurt them, why shatter their peace? Or bring trouble down on somebody else just for principle?
Dishonesty is disrespect. For others, for God, for oneself. For instance, I would never conceal the truth from a patient, no matter how grim the outlook.
Well, I won't argue with that. A body should know what they're up against. I don't lie to hurt people. Sometimes it's just the only way.
That's good to know, I guess. Your advice is appreciated. I'll just see what I can find out on my own.
Well, geez, everybody left.
Kitchen to the left, rostrum to the right.
I thought we'd end up finding more clues at the lab, but I guess in order to get through that door, we're going to need that knob, and that could be in the toolbox, which we need something for here.
If the smell's anything to go by, that crate's full of fertilizer.
Well, damn.
Certainly colorful. Seems like they're pretty self-sufficient here. Suppose that's where the animals are kept. They have an automated irrigation system. Pretty ingenious.
Interesting.
Not very intimidating. No wonder the crops are bare.
Bare? Go over there.
I can't be seeing things. Danny and Nadine saw that strange haze too. There's nothing wrong with my eyes. There must be something wrong with the sky.
Mm-hmm. So that leaves, okay. What about over here? Oh. There's the kitchen.
Is this breakfast?
It will be. I hope everyone likes it.
I think I saw this model in the latest Bowls Clearage Frontier catalog. Fancy.
Very fancy.
Is this breakfast? Full of grain, by the look of it. Excuse me?
Ah, hello. You must be one of Miss Redbird's companions.
That's right. Harley Legere.
My name is Evan. Evan Holbrook. Welcome to Chrysalis.
Evan was just showing me the cookhouse. You know they grow or raise everything they eat here themselves?
Well, mostly. Sometimes we need to resupply from town, but we aim to be fully self-reliant. Our dedication will be rewarded with bounty.
Ooh.
So, are you the biscuit roller for this community, or what?
Not quite. Everyone in Chrysalis does their part. It's my day on the rota to fix breakfast.
Do you have a doctor?
We have a few skilled in healing, yes. I do wish we had more knowledge of agriculture. Our crops haven't been thriving like we hoped.
It was good talking to you. I'll leave you both to it.
Goodbye for now.
See you later, Harley.
For now. I noticed that wagon is missing a wheel, like the Batmobile. All right. Well, that's going to be all, folks, for our first look at Rosewater, but we'll come on back to this one if we have some more time in the future. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching, but we're going to switch gears now to Schedule 1. And if you're watching on Twitch, just stay right here and just be a minute. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll live redirect you. We'll pick up with Red and also BK, and we will begin our operations shortly, soon. Okay, I'll see you all in the future for more. Thanks for watching. Let's go. Time for a brand new stream. Let's get it going. I'll see you there. Let's go.